on the possible legal battle. Joining us right now is former Manhattan prosecutor Jeremy Saland. I've got a whole host of questions on this. When you're talking about this emergency police commissioner, in your view, and yes, D.C. is unique. We say that, of course. Is this legal? I mean, what authority would this commissioner have?
Right. Well, you have to look at Home Rule Section 740, and what the mayor had tweeted or said the other night is that the police shall, or the mayor shall, give or provide that service to the president as he asked. But there's nothing in that home rule legislation that says that I can usurp as the president the power of the mayor, the power of the police chief, that put my own person in power to then enact whatever I want as that executive, meaning the president. So I think that there is solid, footing for sure for DC, even though it's in a unique position, even though that Congress can regulate the District of Columbia, unlike it has other 50 states in the nation, for the DC police, the DC mayor, the DC attorney general to say this is not lawful, and if we have to, we'll go to courts. Because until now, we, meaning the DC establishment and government, is in control.
What do you make of the suggestion that came from the D.C. Attorney General that the current police chief does not need to comply with this order?
Well, I think you have to look at the words. The D.C. police chief shall, again, looking at the home rule, meaning it must, comply with in terms of providing the services as asked by the president during the state of emergency. But it does not say that they shall or must give over their power and their ability to monitor, to police, to regulate their authority within the District of Columbia. So it's an overstep, I think, at least on its face. And unless there's something else compelling in the law that the president hasn't provided, that the attorney general is correct.
And then as part of this, they were also ordered to end any policies akin to being any sanctuary city policies of cooperating with federal immigration officials. What does that add to the complexity of any legal fight or legal standing that they will have going forward?
Well, I think you have to, again, parse this all out, in which the president is great at just sort of shooting out something and it gets confusing in an effort to maybe get a little more control than he's entitled to. First of all, you had the mayor who was looking into her own budget ways to say, let's sort of roll back some of these sanctuary city policies. You have Congress, which has the authority to regulate the District of Columbia, saying, let's consider removing some of these sanctuary city policies. The House looked at that. The Senate has not done it yet. But you can't unilaterally tell DC as a government, as an agency, to say, you must stop these policies. DC has to comply with the law, meaning the police force. But the Washington can't just tell without further legislation saying the District of Columbia must adhere to the law in the following ways. But to be clear, Congress does have some oversight for the District of Columbia, unlike it would with the states like New York, like Texas, for example. So they can institute certain policies, but this is not the mechanism to do it via some unilateral emergency declaration by the president.
It is complex, and that's why I'm so thankful for you, Jeremy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Erica.